NFL fans, we are live the Sunday before the NFL draft that comes up on Thursday. I'm still trying to figure out this whole Streamlabs situation. So, let me know in the comments below how the audio sounds, how everything sounds. So, we can kind of get this figured out. I want to get it figured out before draft day because what I want to do is have my big dumb face on the screen, and then up in the corner we'll have the live draft on ESPN. Not the actual live draft of Goodell, announcing the picks, but we'll have them. Okay, so yeah, the sound and audio is not synced, so I got to figure out how to get this synced up. So I got to sign out and try to fix this. What's up, Fallen? Welcome to the chat, buddy. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how to get this sound synced up, but it doesn't really seem to be working out right now. So I'm going to try to figure out this audio. Just bear with me, guys, as we kind of figure this all out. Is it good to you, Fallen? Like, as I'm talking, is the stream, like, can you hear me talking as it's coming through live? Weird, because, like, my wife just said it's coming in through a delay. So that's kind of strange that it's working well for you, buddy. But thank you for letting me know. But yeah, I'm just, like, trying to get it all figured out and get a nice quality stream. But I appreciate you tuning in and letting us know about the different types of audio issues we might be having. But I appreciate you chiming in, Fallen. But yeah, we're going to do a live mock draft today. And we're going to go through all these picks, and I'm going to use your guys' help to come up with a fun little mock draft for us, right? So, here we are. Pick number 1. Appreciate you guys tuning in. I wish we could get this. I'll have to wait for a few more people to come in where we could figure out what's going on with this live stream here. But yeah, I appreciate you guys tuning in. I'm really excited to do this for you guys today. And we're going to bang it out. Here we are. Titans up number 1. We're going to start this draft. Get it cooking. And see where the Titans are going to go, guys. Yeah, I appreciate you guys all tuning in, hanging out. We're going to chop it up. We just hit 15,000 subscribers, so I'm pretty stoked about all that. Titans, you're up number 1. And I just don't see any situation where Cam Ward doesn't go to the Titans. Brian Callahan, the head coach of the Titans, we saw him screaming at him multiple times. What's up, Go Pack? Go all day. Yeah, I think the Cowboys could be in play for Golden. Yeah, absolutely, Fallen. Andrew, can you hear the audio okay? Is it synced up? Like, there's been like a delay where I'm talking, but we're hearing it and it's getting all mixed up. Andrew, let me know in the comments if the sound is all synced up, or is there like a delay with my voice and like my mouth moving. I want to like get the best audio I can for you guys as we go forward in doing these live streams. Cam Ward goes number 1 to the Titans, guys. I think that's the way to rock and roll. And then we're up. Browns at number 2. For me, with the Browns, I think it's Travis Hunter or Abdul Carter. I think that's the way to go. Yeah, I agree. I think the Cowboys could go. I don't know, but then I've been reading a lot of stuff on the Cowboys, guys, and they were saying maybe they go best player available, because they have a lot of holes. So, like, trying to plug and play holes might not be the best idea to build this team for the long term, but we'll have to see. Guys, let me know in the comments. Where do you think the Browns go? You guys think they go Travis Hunter, or do you think they go Abdul Carter? I mean, Travis Hunter was pretty ridiculous. 90 coverage grade, excellent man coverage guy. Zone coverage grade, 86.8. Really, really impressive as well. 4 interceptions. He's got 7 interceptions over the last 2 seasons. Passer rating coming in at 39.9 against. The dude's really impressive. He played 115 snaps in the slot as well. I find it hard to believe that they're going to pass up on him. I really do, guys. I just don't see them passing up on Travis Hunter. Guys, let me know in the comments down below. How's the audio? Is it synced up with like the way my mouth is moving? And just let me know in the comments if the audio is linked up and synced up with the video. I would love to know in the comments down below. I'm trying to get this all figured out. I just downloaded Streamlabs to do these live streams for you guys where we can take a look at what's going on here. But yeah, I'm going to go Travis Hunter to the Browns at number 2. I think that's the way they go. And now, where does the draft start? Does it draft with the Patriots? Does it start with the Giants, where things start to get a little wonky? Do the Giants go quarterback here, guys? I would love to know in the comments down below. What do you think? Do you think the Giants are going to go quarterback? You think they go Shedeur Sanders and surprise everyone? Or do they go best player available? Penny's barking her little butt off. But, yeah. So what do you guys think? Abdul Carter. You think he goes to the Giants? For me, the Giants, it's Abdul Carter. Or they go Shedeur Sanders, man. That's kind of where they go. But I'm leaning towards Abdul Carter. He's just such a generational talent. 91.3 overall grade this past year, guys. He's the best player available. I agree. Sacks 13, 10 QB hits, 43 hurries. Dude is really, really, really impressive, man. And he does. I mean, he's not the. And he even did good against the run, 78.2. Pass rush win rate over 22%. And like, if you look, he had a bad game in week 1 versus West Virginia, but maybe he didn't play a lot. I don't know what the snap count is here, but he played great in pretty much every other game this whole year. It's really, really impressive, guys. So, Abdul Carter, I'm mocking him to the Giants at number 3. I think that's the way to go. Yeah, the Giants signed Jameis Winston and they signed Russell Wilson, so it doesn't obligate them to bring in a quarterback, right? I think Russell Wilson a 1-year deal, guys? Let me know in the comments. I think it was a 1-year deal. Jameis Winston was 2, but they're paying him such little money that they could go anywhere, right? And now, Patriots fans, you're on the board at number 4. I think the Patriots are going to trade this pick. I really, really, really do. I think they're going to trade this pick. This could be an interesting spot for a team like the Bears, the Cowboys, the 49ers to move up and get maybe a guy like Genty, you know? So, but I'm really, I don't know. But then you look at Ted McMillan and like, he's everything that Drake May needs, right? 85 receiving grade, contested catch rate over 50%, coming in at 60, drop rate under 8%, great against man coverage. Does got a little bit of the drops though, you know. He didn't get targeted a lot though. 130 targets, 7 drops. Missed tackles forced, 29. That's what I love about Ted McMillan. He's going to be a yak monster at the next level, guys. 3rd in the nation in missed tackles forced. I mean, come on, man. He's just so incredibly talented down the field. 21st in deep yards. And let's be honest, the Arizona quarterback situation, not the best. I watched a lot of the tape. What's up, Daniel Berry Sports? Welcome to the chat, buddy. What is going on? Guys, we just crossed 15,000 subscribers. If you're new to the channel, I'm Jay, host of the Jay All Day NFL Show, former Bleacher Report writer, turned YouTuber. So make sure you guys hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, you know, because what we're going to do here, guys, we're going to yap it up, talk it up, get ready for this draft, man. I think I like Ted McMillan the best right here. And this, the 29 forced missed tackles, so impressive, man. He's a beast when he gets the ball in his hands. Ted McMillan. Oh, John Cena did win. Nice, man. I was curious if they were going to give him the belt or not. Now, Jaguars fans, where are we going to go here? Yo, I'm going to do something a little bit different in this mock draft than I've done in previous mock drafts, which I think has an honestly really good chance of happening, right? So, Trevor Lawrence loves throwing to the tight end. He had a lot of success with Evan Ingram. He's gone. He got released. He signed with the Broncos, right? So, I think Tyler Warren is in serious contention to be the number 5 pick in this draft. To the Jaguars, man. They need another guy on that offense, not named Brian Thomas Jr. And if you bring in Tyler Warren and Brian Thomas Jr., and then those weapons are starting to look really, really juicy for the Jaguars, guys. What's up, Kevin? What's up, Donnie? What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the chat. Yeah, Fallen, I'm going to go live, I'm going to go live all day long. I'm going to go live during the day. I'm going to go live during the draft. I'm going to be bouncing around all over the place, man. So, yeah, I'm going to test out doing the horizontal and the vertical, see which one does a little bit better and gets me the most new subscribers, right? So, but I think I'm going to go Tyler Warren to the Jaguars, guys, and shake it up a little bit. Trevor Lawrence loves throwing to the tight end. Liam Cohen is a very offensive-minded head coach. So, new head coach, bring in a new weapon like Tyler Warren, and like you're paying Trevor Lawrence big-time money, right? So you got to invest in this offense. I think the Jaguars could go Tyler Warren at number 5, man. And now, number 6 overall. Now, this throws a wrench into things, right? Because Mason Graham is available here. So do the Raiders fans, let me know in the comments. You go in Mason Graham here. You go in Ashton Jeanty. Walter Nolan's on the board. Jody Barron. You know, they could go a lot of different places. They could even go Will Johnson. Because, the Raiders, their secondary is trash, dude. Those cornerbacks are not very good at all whatsoever, right? They could go Jeanty here for sure. And maybe get a cornerback in round 2. Let me know. Mason Graham. That could be really interesting. Could be interesting. Yeah, I think it's between Mason Graham and Ashton Jeanty. But the GM of the Raiders recently came out and how valuable the running back position is and how they really value it and what Saquon did with the Eagles. So I'm going to go, follow the cookie crumbs, right? I'm going to go Ashton Jeanty to the Raiders at number 6, right? I think that makes the most sense. I really do, guys. I definitely do. Now, Jets fans, you're up at number 7 overall. Mason Graham on the board makes some sense. Beast mode, the best run defender on the D-line. Jets could be a really big possibility here. For me, it's between Armand Membu and Mason Graham here. Yeah, I love Ben Morrison, Kevin. 100%, buddy. I love Ben Morrison. I think he's a first-round talent. He might fall to the second round, guys, but I absolutely love Ben Morrison. If he doesn't get hurt this year, he's probably the number 1 cornerback off the board, in my opinion. Press man guy, super sticky. I love that. But I think Mason Graham's one of the 4 or 5 blue chip prospects in this draft. So the Jets, beefing up that D-line. Aaron Glenn's there, defensive coordinator. They're going to want to revamp this defense. I'm going Mason Graham to the Jets at number 7. Yeah, I think the Raiders could trade down in that spot. I really do. If there's a team willing to come up. Now, guys, Carolina Panthers are on the board at number 8. They're going defense. But where do they go on defense? They could go Walter Nolan. They could go Malachi Starks. Jahad Campbell. Mike Green. Will Campbell. I love Jaden Higgins too, Kev. He's a dog. I love Jaden Higgins. I love it. Guys, if you're new to the channel, my name's Jay, host of the Jay All Day NFL Show. So make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. We just crossed 15,000 subscribers, guys. Thank you so much for that. I really, really appreciate it. Really, really appreciate it, guys. Now, where do the Panthers go? A lot of people like Jalen Walker, but I'm not sold on Jalen Walker, man. And I'm going to tell you guys why. This run defense grade is really, really bad. So, what teams will do if they put him on the outside, they're just going to run the ball at Jalen Walker on every play. He can't set the edge. He's going to get mowed over by these pulling guards and these tackles. Like, how? I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't understand the hype. Let me know in the comments below, guys. Do you like Jalen Walker? Do you think he's a top 10 worthy pick? I don't. Not with that run grade, not with that coverage grade, missed tackle rate over 12%. I don't know. I don't see it. Run stopped. Tied for 300th in college football. I just don't. Teams are targeting him in the screen game. Look, tied for 534th place in completion percentage against 83.3. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm going to go a different route here. I'm going to go with one of my favorite defensive players in this draft. I'm going to go Malachi Starks, man. Bring a general to the middle of that defense. They invested a lot of money this offseason in the cornerback spot. So let's figure out safety. Malachi Starks goes to the Panthers at number 8. Now, number 9. Saints fans, you're on the board here. Yeah, Anthony, I agree with you. He's very scheme dependent, 100%. But even in that, right? So if you got a guy who's tearing up the quarterback, man, getting after the quarterback, causing dysfunction in the backfield, yeah, Fallen, I agree with you. I think he's more of like in the Buccaneers at 19 range, right? Yeah, I just don't get it. I don't see the hype. I don't get it. Okay, now, Saints fans, you're on the board here. For me, I was thinking Shedeur Sanders here, but with Ryan Ramczyk, the right tackle, retiring early, they need offensive line help. I'm going Will Campbell to the Saints at 9. It makes too much freaking sense here. Yeah, the Bears. They're a really interesting team, guys. Let me know in the comments, where do you think the Bears are going? At number 10. Running back is a huge need. I think Jody Barron could be an interesting spot there as well. Walter Nolan on the board, right? Andrew, who's your number 1 wide receiver? I just love his yards after catch, man. He's dominant with the football in his hands. But there's a lot of guys like that. And he said I saw that come out on ESPN too, about him not watching tape. But that was from like 3 years ago. So, all right, Josh, lay it on me, brother. Yeah, they could go offensive line, but remember, in the offseason, they brought in Joe Thuney. They brought in Jonah Jackson. They brought in a lot of help on the offensive line already. So I don't think the Bears go offensive line early. They brought in 3 free agents to start on the offensive line. That's going to be a day 2 or day 3 addition, in my opinion, for the Bears, guys. The Panthers, I took Malachi Starks, the safety from Georgia. Probably the highest IQ guy on defense in this draft, in my opinion. I think Walter Nolan is in play for the Bears at 10, guys. I really, really do. I think he's definitely in play. Well-built player, strong, physical, good effort. Put him on that D-line. I'm going Walter Nolan to the Bears at 10. There's offensive line depth in this draft that they could get, but they added so many guys in free agency with trades, and I don't think they go offensive line early. Honestly, at number 10, Omarion Hampton from UNC is definitely in play for the Bears at number 10, guys. Yeah, so the wide receiver from Arizona, Tet McMillan, Josh, I had him going to the Patriots at number 4. Yeah, so they could go Kenneth Grant for sure. Is Kenneth Grant worth a top 11 pick? I'm not sure. I think they could go corner here too, the 49ers, right? They could go tackle. They could go Josh Simmons, put him on the right side until Trent Williams retires. The 49ers are a true wild card. Yeah, I watched a little bit of WrestleMania last night. I didn't get to watch it tonight. I got to watch the replay. So, yeah, the 49ers, I think, are a huge wild card in this draft, guys. Yeah, I mean, the 49ers already have a ton of picks, so if anything, they're going to trade up for a guy they like. The 49ers need help at guard, tackle, D-line, cornerback. Taking a look at this draft, man. Donovan Ezeraku could be in play for them. You know, Kenneth Grant could definitely be in play for them as well. Bosa is just on the D-line by himself. Really good run defender. 8 sacks over the last 2 years. A-gap and B-gap friendly. This guy's a very scheme versatile guy. Yeah, Cena's definitely getting old, guys, for sure. But yeah, guys, I think I'm going to stick. Actually, you know what? I'm going Armand Membu here. True right tackle. Can go play right tackle right now and start for them. I think going to the 49ers makes a ton of sense. I'm going Armand Membu, number 11, to the 49ers. That offensive line is so bad. But the 49ers really could go anywhere, guys. They're a team that could go absolutely anywhere, right? So, I appreciate you guys all tuning in, hanging out. We're going to go to the Cowboys now. Cowboys are up. Yeah, I think the Bears are going to surprise some people. Cowboys, where do you go here? Running back, wide receiver, guard, edge. Cornerback is in play there too. But I'm debating between Matthew Golden and Emeka Egbuka, 6', 195. Egbuka is a little bit bigger, man. And Egbuka is like a consummate professional, man. Great kid. They could use some good human beings in that locker room in Dallas. And Emeka Egbuka makes a lot of sense. Yeah, Omarion Hampton is definitely in play for the Cowboys at 12 as well. What do you think, Fallen? I like Luther Burden more than a lot of people. His quarterback play was pretty ass this year. So look what he did in 2023, dude. Luther Burden was a dog. Yeah, the Cowboys could definitely. I like his size too, 5'11", 208. Emeka Egbuka is the biggest out of all those guys, right? I like Luther Burden, man. Look, he was a dog in 2023, dude. 1,200 yards, 9 tutties, 14 yards per reception. The dude was a straight monster. He had more receptions in 2023 than he was even targeted in 2024. That shows you the poor performance. And look at the missed tackles forced, 30. Top in the nation. I like Luther Burden a lot, man. I like Luther Burden a lot. And the more that I talk about him, the more I like him. I'm going Luther Burden to the Cowboys at number 12, dude. 30 missed tackles forced. And that would be great to pair up with CeeDee Lamb, who can kind of run outside or inside. I like that pick. All right, Anthony, let's hear. What are your thoughts on the Dolphins? I want to hear yours, Anthony, and I'll run through mine. The Dolphins, their safety room is atrocious, and they're going to trade Ramsey, so they need a cornerback for sure. For me, Dolphins fans, it's between Jody Barron and Will Johnson. They could trade back, but they need a top-tier talent, man. I don't know how they let Will Johnson pass them at 13. What do you think about... I don't know. You think Luther Burden's gonna fall to the second round so that they'll be picking at 44 in the second round? That maybe. But I think they have a better chance of getting one of those running backs like Quinshon Judkins or Trevion Henderson in the second round than... I don't know, man. I think Burden might go earlier than people think. Yeah, Malachi Starks went already, Anthony, in this mock draft, so... Yeah, I do like Nick Emanwori, too. It's early for him, man. Most teams don't draft safeties in the first round. It's very, very, very rare. It's very rare, guys. And because of that, I'm going Will Johnson. Look at this passer rate. Like, he was hurt in 2024, but in 2023, the passer rating against him, 30.9. That's so crazy. Definitely more of a zone defense kind of guy. Not the best at man coverage, but he only played in 6 games this year, and he played hurt. So you can't really look at these numbers, but look at 2023. He was excellent, man. Yeah, I'm going to go Will Johnson, too. I think that's the pick, guys. I definitely think that's the pick. Guys, if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. All right. Colts, 14 overall. This is a no-brainer. Tyler Warren is gone. So, they're taking Colston Loveland, the next best tight end. I love Loveland. I think he's super talented. Now, Falcons fans, you're on the board here. They need draft help at edge so bad. One of the worst pass rushes in the NFL. Mike Green is the real deal, man. 23 sacks over the last 2 years, adding another 53 hurries. Pass rush win rate over 20%. Run stop rate. He was great against the run, too. He's got those long arms, pushing guys away, able to, like, shed those blocks and make those plays in the run game. Mike Green's the way to go, man. Mike Green is the way to go. I don't know if Hampton lasts to 44. In my mock draft, he will not last that far. I think he goes to the Broncos at 20. Unless the Cowboys move up. All right, Cardinals fans, you're on the board here. Cardinals don't have a lot of picks, guys. So they really could trade back in this scenario. But they need cornerback help. They need D-line help. I'm going to go Kenneth Grant here to boost that D-line. They need a nose tackle and some ends. They got Josh Sweat in that 3-4 defense at outside linebacker. Kenneth Grant makes the most sense. Yeah, Anthony, I definitely think some organizations, like the Eagles, they have a zero tolerance policy when it comes to domestic assault on women. So there's going to be a lot of teams that he's just not on their board at all. So he could slide, but the talent's there, and the Falcons aren't really in a position to, like, pass up on talent, in my opinion, right? Bengals are on the board here. I love Jahad Campbell to the Bengals. I think he makes a ton of sense to the Bengals. They need a general in the middle of that defense. I'm going Jahad Campbell, the linebacker from Alabama. No doubt about it. Yeah, I could see Mike Green sliding for sure, but we'll see. Seahawks fans, you're on the board here. Obviously, they need some wide receiver help. They did bring in Cooper Kupp to pair with Jackson Smith and Jigba, but that offensive line is so bad. Like, it's so bad. I might be bringing in Josh Simmons. You play him at guard, you play him at tackle, you play him anywhere you want to play him. He's the best offensive lineman in this draft class. You know, I mean, the tape was so great. He played left tackle and right tackle in his career. He could definitely play guard. I'm going Josh Simmons to the Seahawks at 18, and you figure it out. Yeah, I mean, but like, dude, so Seattle brought in Sam Darnold, right? And we all know that Sam Darnold cannot play the quarterback position under pressure, right? So they have to protect him. Whether it's Gray Zabel that can play center or guard, or a guy like Josh Simmons that's just the best offensive lineman left. That's the way to go, you know? It all depends how the board fallen. But I think they're going to target edge, maybe cornerback, Trey Amos. And they brought Josh Connerly Jr. in from Oregon on a top 30 visit. That could be a spot. Now, Buccaneers fans, you're on the board here. I'm going Jody Barron. That secondary was kind of hurt a lot. Didn't really play consistently. He could play corner. He could play nickel. He could play safety. Wherever Bowles wants to put him, they could utilize him, right? So I love that pick, Jody Barron. both the linebackers, Jalen Walker and Jihad Campbell, are gone. They're going to go Barron or another corner, in my opinion. I do like Damian Martinez for sure. I think so. That's why I like the Jody Barron pick. Because Barron could play safety, he could play nickel, and he could play outside corner. I love that versatility in today's game, especially in the secondary, man. Because one guy goes down, best man up, he could get a lot of playing time this year. All right, Broncos fans, you're on the board. Omarion Hampton's going to the Broncos. Yo, he's just as good as Ashton Jeanty, guys. I'm telling you right now. He's a little bit bigger, 2 inches taller, a little bit heavier, and he can catch the ball out of the backfield. He's an excellent blocker, a true 3-down back. You don't ever have to take him out. Elusive rating over 128. The dude's a dog. Second in yards after contact at 1,222. Missed tackles forced in the top 10. Carries over 15 yards in the top 5. I mean, Omarion Hampton is everything you want out of a running back, guys. He's a first-round talent. And if he went to like number 10 to the Bears or 12 to the Cowboys, that would not surprise me at all. I love Omarion Hampton. I think he's super talented, man. So you don't think they're going to go quarterback? Okay, so if we take a look, Shedeur Sanders and Jalen Milroe are both on the board to the Steelers. You think they're going to pass on a quarterback? Who's their quarterback right now? Mason Rudolph? That's what you do? But they don't have a second-round pick. The Steelers do not have a second-round pick. And for that reason, and that reason only, I'm taking Shedeur Sanders. Because they don't have a second-round pick. And in the third round, you're looking at, Jackson Dart's probably going to be gone. Jalen Milroe might be gone. Who knows? Will Howard could even be gone. And then you're really up Schitt's Creek without a paddle. I'm telling you, man. They don't have a... So you think Howard and Shook are like starting quarterbacks in the NFL? I just don't see it, man. Will Howard threw 10 picks last year with Emeka Egbuka. And the two incredible running backs, man. Like, I don't know, man. I don't see it with Will Howard, man. I just don't. I don't see it. Derek Harmon is like falling down draft boards, bro. Derek Harmon is now 42 on the board, and you're going to take him at 21? If you're reaching for anybody, you're reaching for a quarterback. You're not reaching for, like, the 5th D lineman taken off the board. I just don't agree with that, man. That draft philosophy doesn't make any sense to me. All right, now, Chargers fans, you're on the board here. Yo, I'm going to Emeka Egbuka. Ladd McConkey put him in the slot, put Egbuka outside. They need another wide receiver not named Ladd McConkey. Emeka Egbuka is going very, very underrated in this draft, guys. I'm telling you. I use a bunch of different ones, Anthony. You know what I mean? But, like, I'm, like, talking about, like, on the tape. Like, from, like, me watching these guys play. Like, Derek Harmon is a decent player. I just don't think he's worth picking at 21 when you don't have a second-round pick. So they're not drafting again till, like, 80th overall. Yeah, I just don't get it. Make it make sense to me. Yeah, I mean, people cannot like it all they want. But drafting Derek Harmon at 21 and then Will Howard at the bottom of the third round, I don't know, man. I don't think that makes them better. Yeah, I mean, the Dolphins are in serious trouble. Okay. The Steelers have been doing really good in the playoffs lately, right? So their philosophy's been working really, really, really good. Really, really good. They literally have Mason Rudolph at the quarterback position. So that's going to, the Steelers have no chance at making the playoffs if they go into the season with Mason Rudolph and Will Howard as their starting quarterbacks. And then you got Pickens and DK Metcalf who are going to fight each other by the end of the season. Like, let's be serious. Come on, man. I'm just calling it like I see it, man. You don't have to like it. But I watch a lot of tape, man. And those personalities, Mason Rudolph, and no running back either. Who's their running back now? The Steelers are like a disaster right now, man. And then you're going to reach on the sixth best D tackle in the draft? That makes no sense to me. Yeah, I mean, Watt's getting older, man. He's like 31. Yeah, I don't think they trade him either, but TJ Watt's getting older, man. Yeah, Najee Harris is a Charger. So, like, this offense is going to be so bad next year. And adding another guy at defense doesn't help you score points. Yeah, Najee Harris is gone. You got two wide receivers that are divas. No quarterback. A mediocre offensive line. Mediocre tight end room. Like, how are the Steelers going to score points and beat good teams? I just don't see it. Yeah, they have no second round pick. Yeah, I could see the Steelers trading down for sure, but not having that second round pick is, for a team that's desperate at a lot of positions, I don't know. Now, Packers fans, you're on the board. 23 overall. Matthew Golden can make some sense here, guys. He's the best separator in this draft class. 6 foot 195, not your true X. But Jaden Higgins is in play too, guys. I'm freaking telling you, man. Jaden Higgins is my favorite wide receiver in this draft class. Yo, 2.2% drop rate on 129 targets. He's 6'4", 215 pounds. He's a freaking beast, dude. He's like a bigger version of A.J. Brown. He's so talented, man. And can you, like, the Iowa State quarterback, not good. Not good. And I love Jaden Higgins, man. I think he's a first-round talent. Will the Packers go there? I doubt it. They're probably going to go corner here because with Jair Alexander, they could go Donovan Ezeraku too. I could definitely see that. Yeah, maybe they do that because Donovan Ezeraku will make this pass rush better, and that will help out the cornerbacks. So, you know what? I think they could get a good corner in round 2, so I'm going Donovan Ezeraku to the Packers at 23. Hold on, guys. I'm going to go through some of these chats. Yeah, Watt wants big money for a guy who's aging. I don't think that's a great idea. Yeah, I think the Packers go Donovan Ezeraku if he's available there. Vikings are on the board. They're a trade down candidate too. They only have 4 picks in this draft, right? So they could definitely trade back for sure in this draft. Safety is an interesting spot. I like Kevin Winston Jr. from Penn State. Yo, in 2023, before he got hurt, one of the best safeties in the nation. He's really, really talented guy. I'm going Kevin Winston Jr. to the Vikings at 24. But Vikings fans, this is a serious trade back position. And this is great for a team like the Browns, the Giants. They want to trade up to come up to get a quarterback and get those 5 years of control. So that could be a trade back spot for the Vikings 100%. Yeah, I mean, I disagree with you wholeheartedly, man. I know exactly what's going on with all these teams. So, if you follow my channel, bro, I'm in the know. I study each one of these teams in and out. So, you can believe that if you want to, but ask anyone that follows this channel, man. I put the work in for sure. All right. Houston Texans are on the board now, guys. They could go wide receiver here like Matthew Golden. Obviously, Tank Dell being hurt. Nico Collins is kind of by himself. But trading Laramie Tunsil to the Commanders leaves a huge gaping hole at left tackle. They're taking the best remaining left tackle. That's Kelvin Banks, the tackle from Texas. Excellent pass blocker. Pretty solid against the run, too. 3 years of experience at left tackle. You know, he's a great athlete, 6'4", 320. The Texans take Banks, if he's available, 10 out of 10 times, in my opinion. They need a left tackle so bad. Yeah, I mean, I just think the Vikings have bigger needs. Like, that safety room is one injury away from being super dysfunctional. And Harrison's like a million years old. I want the Vikings to get younger at safety, but I think they trade the pick, honestly. I really do. Yeah, go Pack, go all day. I think Jaden Higgins is definitely in play to the Packers at 23. But if Donovan Ezeraku's on the board, he could really help out that pass rush. Then you got Ezeraku, you got Edgerrin Cooper. That defense up front seven starting to look really, really, really freaking good for the Packers. Rams are up. They could go a lot of different places here. I think cornerback is the biggest need for this Rams team. They could use a tight end as well. There's not one on the board at 26 that's worthy of that pick. They could go tackle here as well, you know. They did bring back Alaric Jackson, but he's not great by any stretch of the imagination, you know. Rams could go different. Yeah, I do like Trey Amos here to the Rams. But from reading stuff about the Rams, they really seem to like, where's he at? Maxwell Harrison, because of the speed, you know. But I think Harrison's a little overrated in my opinion. He's fast, but I don't think he's that talented. I don't know. If I'm the Rams, I'm not going there. I would either go Ben Morrison or Trey Amos. Whoever you like better. Trey Amos, 6'1", 190. Ben Morrison, I love 6 foot 190. Whose game do you like a little bit more? I think the Rams might value Trey Amos's length a little bit more. You know, really good year. 3 interceptions, 54 overall passer rating against. Super talented, man. Yeah, I love Jaden Higgins, man. When I watch the tape, I do like Matthew Golden's separation. I do like Ted McMillan's physicality, but I think Jaden Higgins can do it all. Yeah, Daz, I 100% agree with you on that. I think he would 100% be a first-round pick without the injury. It's a hip injury, so that might have him slide a little bit. Teams could be concerned about that hip injury for sure, guys. But everyone, thank you so much for tuning into this live stream. My name's Jay, host of the Jay All Day NFL Show, former Bleacher Report writer turned YouTuber. Guys, make sure you smash that like button and hit the subscribe. Ring the notification bell so you get all my updates this draft season. I will be going live all day long for the draft, guys. So let's get it. Let's get it. I'm going Trey Amos. I think that's the way they probably go if the board plays out like this. Now, with the Ravens on the board here, Jalen Walker, really interesting guy. I'm not sure when you look at the Ravens D-line, they do like bigger guys. So a guy like Shamar Stewart, that's why he's getting trended to the Ravens here. Because he's big. 6'6", 290. They kind of like those edges a little bit bigger. Nick Scouerton, he's going to be mocked to the teams like this too. You know, bigger guy, 6'4", 285. Kind of the bigger 4'3" type of ed. I don't know if Jalen Walker, I think he could keep falling, man. The Ravens, I like Shamar Stewart. I like Nick Scouerton as well. Let me know in the comments, guys. If you're the Ravens, where do you go? Yeah, I haven't heard anything bad on Morrison's injury, but I haven't heard anything good either, guys. So, Yeah, Landon Jackson, I think he might be more of a combine guy that, like, he was great in the combine, but can he do it when he's got the pads on? I'm not sure. But Shamar Stewart just seems too much like a Ravens pick for them to pass up on him. I'm going Shamar Stewart to the Ravens at 27. Now, the Lions have a lion's share of guys to choose from, edge defenders. James Pierce Jr. could be nasty with Aiden Hutchinson. Nick Scorton on the board as well. He could go to the Lions. The Lions do run a 4-3, so they might value his size a little more than James Pierce Jr. So I'm going to go Nick Scorton to the Lions. I think they're going to value that size in that 4-3 front, a bigger guy that can set the edge in the run game. Yeah, we'll see, man. I'm curious to see how he was so good at the combine. I'm really curious to see how he does against, a little bit higher level of competition at the NFL level. I'm excited to see it. He played good programs at Arkansas, Landon Jackson, but, some of his worst grades were against the bigger programs. LSU, Ole Miss, So he's been up and down. Overall good player. More of a run setter, edge setter than a pass rusher, right? But pretty good damn player. Now, Commanders fans, you're on the board at 29. I mean, his grade was, he had up and down games. That's kind of like where I'm at on him. I don't know. I think he's more of a second round pick for me, but we'll see. Commanders, you're on the board now. They could go edge, corner. They could use a corner too, but maybe they go round 2 with the cornerback. Man, Ben Morrison's on the board here. Oh, man. That could be a great pick. But there's some good edges on the board. I think James Pierce Jr. is definitely in play. So is Jalen Walker. Where do you go here if you're the Commanders, guys? You go James Pierce Jr. or Jalen Walker. Similar body frames, 6'2", 245, 6'5", 243. You probably go James Pierce Jr. because that length is just so valuable. I'm going James Pierce Jr. to the Washington Commanders at 29. And now, Bills fans, you're up at 30. Edge is interesting here for Buffalo, right? Yeah, I wrote for Bleacher Report for a few years. I was a feature columnist over there for a few years. Yeah, I agree with that. Okay, so if you look at Jalen Walker's stats, Daz, I mean, he can't set an edge. How are you going to... This guy, look at the run defense grade. 62.3. He only had 21 run stops in college. Like, look at that. I'm zooming in, like, just to show you. And he's a target in the passing game. 83% completion percentage against. That's horrendous, dude. Passer rating allowed, 613. It's awful, dude. He's awful in coverage. Awful. And if you can't cover at the NFL level, you will get exposed. And that's what's going to happen. So what they're going to run, like, he can't set an edge, dude. Like, if I'm a running team, I'm running at Jalen Walker 35 times a game. Maybe a guy like Fangio can unlock him. If he goes to the Eagles, I wouldn't be surprised at all. But, he's got some deficiencies. Can he improve? Absolutely he can improve. He's got the tools to do it. But if you're going to pin his ears back and just make him go after the passer, teams are going to attack him. Look at what happened to a guy like Devin White. Same shit's going to happen to him. Bills, 30th overall. They're going to go defense here. I think Mykel Williams is in play for the Bills for sure. I think Derek Harmon is in play for Buffalo as well. I'm going to go Derek Harmon to the Buffalo Bills because I like Derek Harmon's versatility. He's not a one-trick pony. He could rush the passer. He could stop the run. He's got long enough arms to get in the mix and stop plays in the backfield. I think Derek Harmon's a great fit for Buffalo. Play him alongside guys like Ed Oliver. I think that makes a ton of sense with Greg Rousseau. I think that's a great spot for Derek Harmon at 30th overall. Yeah, Michael Williams is still on the board, man. You know, he's ranked 38th overall by PFF. He's a good player. Played hurt a lot this year, so I think teams are a little hesitant to draft a guy with a lot of injury history. You know, all the teams that are, he's getting mocked to are late first-round picks. The Ravens, the Lions, the Packers. I think this is his range, like 23 to 32. I think that's his range, Because I think he's really athletic. You're talking about Jalen Walker, Outcast. He's really good at rushing the passer. And I think teams hope that he could build on his pass rushing skill and be an edge rusher, right? Or a guy you put in on third down, third and long, and he can really help you in a rotation. I don't see it. Maybe. Daz, you could be 100% right. I'm a little higher on Michael Williams than I am. So, PFF has nothing to do with these stats. The run stops. That has nothing to do with PFF. That's a stat that's not a debatable thing. That's not interpreted, right? And the completion percentage against is awful. That's not that's a qualitative thing, right? That's not debatable, right? That's not that's objective, right? That's clear cut. You can't debate those things, right? All right, now I got the Chiefs on the board. I'm going Josh Connerly Jr. They need offensive line help desperately, and I'm rocking and rolling. So now the Eagles have a chance to get a great defender. Do they go Michael Williams? Do they go Jalen Walker? All these guys very, very interesting, I think Jalen Walker, like Daz was saying, with Vic Fangio could fit that scheme. And he's young. He's only 21 and can grow into this player, right? Maybe if he falls, I don't think he falls that late to the Cowboys. I think if Jalen Walker's on the board here, the Eagles love Georgia. They do it. They take him. They take him here, guys. He fell to the Eagles. Here's a first-round mock draft. I switched some things up a little bit, Cam Ward goes number 1. Mason Graham falls to number 7 to the Jets. Genti goes to the Raiders. Armand Membu goes to the 49ers at 11. Cowboys get Luther Burden. Colston Loveland goes 14 to the Colts. Yeah, I think Walker, if he's there for the Eagles, you got to take him, right? Donovan Ezeraku goes to the Packers. Shedeur, they need a quarterback, guys. If they go into this season with Mason Rudolph and a 4th or 5th round pick at quarterback, it's going to be a disaster. But who knows? Dude, I love Walter Nolan, man. I think he fits the Bears scheme really, really well, right? If we take a look at this Bears defense, man, he could be that missing piece. Take a look at this D-line, right? If they pair him up, Grady Jarrett's old and cooked. So, and then you got Dexter Sr., a young guy, 2nd round pick. You have Gervon Dexter Sr., and then you put Walter Nolan in this mix. He could play all up and down the line. Yo, that D-line looks really good. Even Montez Sweat, I think he's overrated. he's getting up there in age too, guys. He'll be 29 by the time the season starts. They need to get some youth there. And Walter Nolan can play every one of these positions on the D-line. Every freaking one of them, guys. So that's my thoughts on that. Yeah, I mean, I disagree. You know, people disagree all the time about teams. And, you know, I think drafting a quarterback in the 4th round, you really got to step in shit for them to be great. You really got to get lucky. You know, so I'd rather draft Shedeur Sanders than roll the dice on one of those bums in the 4th and 5th round. That's just my thoughts. And if you think Will Howard's going to come save the Pittsburgh Steelers organization, did you watch these guys throw at the combine? It was horrible to watch. This is a terrible draft class for quarterbacks, guys. Outside of the top 2 or 3 guys, I even think Jackson Dart. I don't know. I don't see it, guys. I just don't see it. I don't see it. Guys, let me know in the comments down below. Do you think any of these quarterbacks, like, make it? You know? But I don't think Shedeur Sanders is terrible. I think Shedeur Sanders is going to be better than people think. Accuracy plays in the NFL. Everybody told me I was an idiot. I didn't know what I was talking about. I was a dipshit when I said Bo Nix was going to be a good pro. Everything you're saying right now, everyone said to me about Bo Nix. Every single person thought I didn't know what I was talking about. I didn't know the team. I was clueless. I had no idea what I'm talking about. Who's laughing now? So, accuracy plays at the NFL level, man. I'm telling you, dude. It plays. Sorry, guys. I got dog hair in my nose. Woo! Accuracy plays. And there's a couple things that Shedeur Sanders does very well. He's very good at anticipating guys being open. You can't really teach that, man. It's like throwing the spots accurately. 82% adjusted completion percentage. Like, the dude is super talented, man. You know, deep yards was 4th in the nation. Screen yards, 8th. He could throw it all over the yard. He doesn't have a howitzer for an arm. He's not Justin Herbert or Josh Allen, but he doesn't need to be. You know what I mean? He could be like a more accurate version of Jalen Hurts. That's not as athletic running the ball. I'm talking about just pure arm ability. Yeah, you think Tomlin? So my question for Steelers is, like, if Tomlin wins 7 games this year, is he back next year, or do they blow it up? If they go into the season with Mason Rudolph and Will Howard, DK Metcalf and Pickens are gonna lose their minds. Sorry, guys. There's Well, he could still get fired. Just because he signed a 3-year extension doesn't mean he can't get fired. People sign extensions and get fired all the time. What do you mean? What am I talking about? Just because you sign an extension doesn't mean you can't get fired. What are you talking about? The Steelers are like the most meddling team in the NFL. Like, they just meddle. They've been like 1 game over 500 with a terrible offense for years. They haven't played well offensively since Ben Roethlisberger retired. Like, I don't know how you could just keep doing this thing like this. And honestly, like, I wouldn't even be surprised if they drafted someone like Jalen Milroe at 21. Yeah, Paul, I mean, I agree with you on that. Yeah, I mean, I agree 100%. So, like, drafting Shador Sanders could make a lot of sense for them, man. Like, I don't know how you could even, like, think I'm an idiot for saying that Shador Sanders is a real possibility at 21 overall, considering that A, he's probably not even going to be there, and B, they don't even have a second round pick. Yeah, I mean, so you're just proving Paul's point that like it's dumb for him getting an extension with no playoff wins in a decade is super dumb. And they're not going to win a playoff game this year either. There's no chance of that happening. Zero. Zero. So then what? So 9 years after this year it'll be since he's won a playoff game. But I'm trying to put myself in that GM spot and do its best for the team. And making a strong suit of yours in your front seven stronger makes no sense. I'm not necessarily saying like what they are going to do, but I'm saying like what they should do. Adding another weapon on the defense makes no sense to me at all whatsoever. I don't understand that at all. Yeah, Paul, I agree with you 100%. I think trading for DK Metcalf, who's a diva, kind of can take plays off, always annoyed about the quarterback, and giving up those premium picks, controllable guys with modest salaries, is so more valuable than having DK Metcalf on a mediocre team. Giving up that second round pick for DK Metcalf and then having to pay him $150 million was crazy. Crazy, crazy pants, guys. That's a bad move. I'd pay him that if he was a free agent, but giving up a two, the 42nd pick overall, or whatever it would be. No, not 42nd. What would it be? 32, 53, something like that. 53rd pick overall. I'd rather draft Jaden Higgins at 50 something than bring in DK Metcalf at 150 mil. All day. I'd do that 10 out of 10 times. Give me Jaden Higgins and a 4-year rookie contract over DK Metcalf, 4 years or whatever it was, for 150 mil. I'm not even thinking about that. That's bad business, man. I don't know. And DK Metcalf's not the easiest guy to deal with. And Pickens is a nightmare too. And then you sign a number one wide receiver for 150 mil, and you have nobody to throw him the ball. Make that make sense to me. It doesn't make any sense to me. Yeah, Paul, I kind of agree with you. But I think Pickens and DK Metcalf can coexist. You know, having two big-bodied outside wide receivers that can be flexible, moving in and out and down the line of scrimmage is great. But Mason Rudolph is ass. And Aaron Rodgers isn't much better, even if he comes in. Aaron Rodgers sucks. Did you guys watch him play last year? He can't move around the pocket. He's like the Statue of Liberty back there. He has no lateral movement at all whatsoever. So I just don't get that at all whatsoever. Eight wins for Mason Rudolph. Yo, if Mason Rudolph wins 8 games, I'll tip my cap. Because I don't see that shit at all. Yeah, Paul, I don't disagree with that. You know what I mean? But they're physical. You can run them on slants. And Pickens had a lot of drops last year, too. So, yeah, I don't know, man. Anyone that says they're comfortable with Mason Rudolph, I think it's just talking out of their ass a little bit, man. I don't know how you can be comfortable with him. I sure as hell wouldn't be comfortable with him. I think you're talking out your butt. But, all right, guys, I'm going to wrap it up. I did my hour live mock draft with you guys. We're, 5 days away from the draft. I'm going to go live on that day. So, I just don't understand. So, then what? So if you draft a quarterback in 2026, you're not going to compete till 2027 unless you get C.J. Stroud. I don't know. I think it's a lot of wishful thinking. All right, appreciate you guys tuning in. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. I appreciate you guys coming, hanging out, contributing to the chat. I love, even if we disagree. That's the best part about football. We could chop it up, disagree. Nobody takes it personally. We just have some fun, chop it up, talk a little bit of trash. That's the fun way to do it, guys. Have some fun, talk a little bit of shit. That's the way we roll here on the J All Day NFL show. I appreciate you guys. Like and subscribe, and thank you guys so much for all your support. You guys are the freaking best. Thank you so much.